I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for all the messages and support and help that I received following my initial video post I did a few days ago. And for those of you who haven't seen it, please click the link above, and you'll kind of get an update on kind of where things stand. But if you have seen it, I'm going to go ahead and go into detail a little bit more to put some meat on the bone to what I talked about in my initial video. Particularly the violation of law, actually multiple laws that the DoD is committing. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on this. So there are various entitlements that one gets when they go overseas, when they're being sent overseas to do the country's business. Obviously, military members, we can't afford to pay out of pocket, when we're going all the way overseas and take care of things. And so we're there serving, and we're supposed to be provided support. And we're supposed to be provided support equally. Ever since FY 2006 NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act of 2006, reserve members and National Guard members that are activated over 30 days are supposed to receive equal treatment, equal pay. Because basically they're doing the same thing as active duty counterparts. Why not provide the equal pay as well? And so after that law was passed, any member serving over 30 days activated was supposed to receive the same rate as their regular component counterpart. However, I know from experience that this is not the case. So there is a rate for reserve members that go on duty for under 30 days. It's called BAH2. That's probably an older term, but it is still in use, at least as of 2023, because I've seen it on my pay statements. There's probably a new term now that they're using within the DoD, but regardless, whatever term you hear, the effect is the same. It's a lesser amount from the normal BAH rate, which is basic allowance for housing. The BAH2 rate, or BAH R/CT, or whatever they're going to call it. I'm not entirely sure what they're calling it now. But it's a rate that is designed for those that are doing things temporarily, not actually moving into a place for longer than 30 days. So in that instance, you wouldn't have to worry about utility costs or anything like that. And so it's a much lower rate, and it's not based on locality. And that can make a huge difference, and it actually does from my own experience. However, despite Congress passing a law in 2006 saying equal pay over 30 days, the DoD wasn't doing that. In fact, I have proof over the course of 3 separate time periods that I was on active duty, one between 2017 and 2020 in Europe, again in 2022 in Mozambique, and then most recently again in Europe in 2023. All 3 of those were over 30 days. All 3 of those I received BAH2. And when I went to the pay office, they basically gave me the runaround. They didn't correct it. They said that it was correct. I would point out the regulations, the law, and nothing happened. I even went to the Inspector General's office. Nothing happened. I started actually bearing down more on this because I saw other things that have happened since, which I won't go into. But it got me focused more back onto what happened back in 2017 through 2020, and then 2022, and then most recently in 2023. And so I started demanding that they actually fix my records and fix my pay. And they didn't. And so I started reporting to the Office of Special Counsel about this issue and some others, which I won't go into now because I want this focused on this issue. And when I started doing that, I won't go into detail, but I received pushback from various individuals, and then an escalation to the point where they stopped my pay and benefits. And I think the reason for that is this is a systemic issue, pardon me, that is affecting the DoD writ large, and I think it's intentional. Now, I can't prove the mentality of why they're doing this. All I know is they know that they're doing the wrong thing, and I know that they're impacting reservists. That I know. But I can't prove anything beyond that until I get what is called discovery. And that's something that I'm working towards within the Merit Systems Protection Board, which is currently stonewalling me. Like I said, I'm over 200 days now, nothing. No response from the administrative judge, and the DOD continues to just pretend I don't exist. Um, and there's a reason for that, because if I get to discovery, if I get to discovery, then things are going to get blown open to the point where, beyond just proving what they've done to me, I'll be able to get documents and testimony that's proving what they're doing is being done to reservists worldwide. And I imagine they don't want that. Now, I have my theories on why this has taken place. I have my theories that perhaps they saw this as a cost-saving measures. But in reality, you can't save costs by breaking the law. I mean, there's just no bones about that. I mean, they're basically sticking their pockets in a reserve or National Guard member who's activated in their pockets, taking money out, even though they're serving. So that's the meat of it. I mean, they're actually violating NDAA 2006, Section 603 within the NDAA, that actually stated equal pay for reservists over 30 days. And they're also violating the Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Act, USERRA, which basically states that there should be no discrimination or retaliation for one's military service or for one asserting one's rights under USERRA. And in this instance, regarding me, they're violating two of those. They're actually violating one, discriminating against my reserve service in the military, because they are actually treating me unequally from other service members. And the second is retaliating for me asserting and trying to enforce my rights under USERRA. So there's three different aspects of violations that I'm facing. NDA 2006, and that's actually probably writ large for a lot of people. And then even USERRA, at least in terms of discrimination for probably the larger community. And then me in particular, retaliation as well. So three aspects right there, three violations. And I suspect that's why MSPB is not giving me my day in court, because I could win on the merits. DOD has no standing on this in terms of supporting their position, because their position is lawless, really. But you know what? I'd love to hear their argument in court. So MSPB, go ahead and give me jurisdiction. MSPB, give me discovery. MSPB, let's get a hearing. Let's do this. That's all I got for now. I appreciate you. I'll keep you updated as I continue on this. Thank you.